I had another video that I recorded today, and it had some. It was honestly what was coming up for me at the time. It was, appreciating how hard you work to stand in a place of simple relationship with yourself, where you're living in just a very simple, loving truth with your true self, and you're leading with that. But since then, I had a conversation with a close friend of mine who wanted to talk with me. And what she wanted to relate to me was that she really cares for me and values our relationship, and that some of my recent behavior had really upset her and made her just not feel good about things. I crossed some boundaries and didn't even check in with her to find out where hers were. So we need that gut check sometimes. And that's not saying that you are discounting the work that you've done. You earned a lot to be able to get there. And to be able to hear something like that from someone that, first of all, thinks enough of you in the relationship to tell you the truth, even though it's a hard truth to tell, let alone a hard truth to hear. It's hard to be honest about those things. And I got emotional because it's hard to hear the things that you know are your wounds once in a while still come out and take control. And what we can learn from that is what was kind of the setup that led to that. Not suppress it. Not suppress it. You have to feel it. You have to kind of find where it was in you. But you can kind of look to see what either isn't being fed in yourself, or what you're turning a blind eye to, or what you're not looking at, that this still comes out in your actual behavior. So, should absolutely chastened, but in a loving way. I don't feel yelled at. I feel loved. I feel loved. I feel loved enough to have a difficult conversation. And I feel valued. And I feel a little frustrated. Right? So we do all this work to come all this way to sometimes relive the same fucking story just to make sure that we don't think that we know it all. Just to make sure that your ego, however noble-minded it might be, sometimes it still runs the fucking show. And it comes out in a place that hurts. Hurts to look at, hurts to see, hurts to own. But I'll tell you, I feel ashamed of the behavior, and certainly my insensitivity. That's really actually what I'm the most upset about, is not being able to care for my friend. And I don't feel like I have to pay penance. I feel like there's some lessons here. I feel like there's some shit I gotta look at. But I don't feel deflated. I feel brought up short, but I don't feel like a failure. Even though it's hard to look at. So wherever you are this evening, Whether it is the triumphant celebration of you really feeling like your true self and celebrating that, fucking that's fantastic. Or you're sitting with something that makes you feel a little uncomfortable. A behavior that you thought you had on lock. And sit with it. Don't run from it. Just sit with it. Because there's gold in there too. I will see you tomorrow.